Hi, it's Rebecca Empathic Crow. Do not have a lot of time today, so we're just going to do a quick discussion of some of the stones that came to me today and why, and then maybe pull a few cards, maybe one from each deck that I have up here. So heart chakra mixed with other chakras is kind of like a theme that I saw today. All of the stones that I have some association with pink or green, such as the ruby and kyanite. So with that, there's little pieces of pink that can represent that heart chakra. Then you've got the kyanite, the blue, which represents the throat chakra. We have this cinnabar that has the pink in it, so that can bring in some of that heart chakra, but we also can look at it as crown with that white, or even root chakra with that darker color, which is really important to be grounded. We have polychrome jasper. So with this, you can see that it has different shades. So we've got the green, which can be heart chakra. We have the yellow, which can be that solar plexus chakra. And even with the brown, it's a very earthy stone. So I would also use that for grounding as well. We've got ruby again in fuchsite this time. I may have said that wrong. There's ruby and zoisite, which is a darker green with black. I did not pick up any example of that today, but if you see a darker green, I don't have anything that is that darker green color around me, or I would show you, with the little pinky areas of ruby, and then usually there'll be black lines or specks kind of running through it. Then that would be the zoisite, whereas the lighter color green, this is going to be your ruby and fuchsite. Then we also have an unakite, which has the green, and then it has kind of this peachy color. So that's kind of even bringing in that sacral chakra with the orange. And this is very nurturing, and also I see it as a very earthy stone. So again, we're looking at all the different chakras with the heart involved. And then this is a pink amethyst. And so this would be kind of your crown, third eye, and heart all together. And I always say that for me, I feel like the heart is kind of the center of the chakras, and that it should be a piece of balancing each of those chakras. All right, so almost 3 minutes. We're not doing too bad. So we'll pull a card from the Crow Tarot deck. I'm very excited. The launch offers for the website have ended at this point, but that doesn't mean there won't be other offers that I have. Right now, if you subscribe to the website, I will be doing a monthly Reiki video that will be free for people to subscribe. There are other offerings that are up as well. And yesterday I got my first booking through the site. So I'm going to grab these cards that fell on the floor, because of course that would happen. Let's see. Oh. Well, give me just a moment. I'm going to pause the video. All right, so we're back in business. I was able to get those. Some of them went to the very back part of my desk, but I do not have a lot of space up here right now between the stones and my notebook and my laptop, everything. But yes, first booking yesterday, very excited about that. And also a booking for the monthly metaphysical meetup. First one will be July 20th. That will be a live event. I'm very excited about that. All right, so the card that we got was the Queen of Cups, and it did look like that was reversed, even though with my cards, I always have them going the correct direction. So if they come out in reverse, or they feel like the energy should be reversed, then I will read them that way. So let's kind of see what comes up in the Urban Crow Oracle. Kind of see where this Queen of Cups energy is going. So both of those first two decks are by MJ Cullinane. I think I'm saying her name correctly. card to shuffle. I do have an appointment tomorrow for my orthopedic consult to look at the possibility of doing some plasma thingy that hopefully will be very helpful. And I just realized that MJ Cullinane's photo is on here, so that's pretty cool. All right, we'll do just 2 shuffles of this. So what do we need to know in regard to the Queen of Cups? So we had 2 cards come out, so we'll take both of those. And I think given these 2, this definitely was meant to come out in reverse. So emotions, not being in control of emotions, or at least not feeling like you're in control of emotions, because we have 25, which breaks down to a 7, that is influence. And as you can see, that can be influence from substances, that can be influence from people around us, thoughts, feelings, all of those things. And then we have 20, which breaks down to a 2, and that's ghost. All right, so we'll kind of hurry on to the next deck because we're already at 6 minutes, and I'm trying to keep this one shorter. So hopefully with that plasma treatment, once I get consult on it, see what it's about and everything, it'll help. Because if I don't use my right arm, it still hurts, but not as much. If I do use it, then it's like this constant pain. All right. So what do we need to know about this Queen of Cups in the reversed energy, the influence, and the ghost? I feel like the message is partly that you've got to let go of the things and people, situations of the past that are messing with your emotions. We've got Rugged Road that has come out. So we'll look at that in a moment. And then on the bottom, Dependence and Compassion, because those felt very important. All right. And then we've got a Soul Truth card. So while I'm pulling the Soul Truth card, we'll go ahead because I feel like the message is getting pretty clear here. With this Queen of Cups in reverse, as I said, the Queen of Cups, when she is upright, is in control of her emotions. You see there's a lotus flower here balanced on these rocks. So the Queen of Cups has been through the mud, has grown up through the mud, and has found this balanced state where even those traumas, even those past things that were hurtful, it doesn't mean they can't affect her, but she's able to manage her responses to them much better than she has been in the past. We have the moon in this photo, but it's also a bright photo. So even though the moon is in the photo, she sees anything that others may feel is hidden in the dark. She is able to feel calm even among this sea that surrounds her. She has all the things that she needs. We have these flowers that can be that new beginning, that growth. We have fish, crab, things that she can eat. She's got all the things that she needs, and she feels pretty comfortable. However, in the reverse, it's feeling emotionally overwhelmed. It's feeling emotionally drained. It's taking on the energy of other people. It's not being balanced in your energy. And so some of that is coming from the influence of things outside of yourself. This can be other people. This can be environments that you're in, whether that's home, work. It can be loved ones or even people that you don't know that well, but maybe you try to help them out where you can. It can be literally influence of substances, whether it's cigarettes, caffeine, alcohol, foods that are unhealthy or creating problems for you. Because even when we eat things like really sugary food or really carb heavy, like simple carbohydrate heavy food, our mood and our energy will come down, or we'll feel kind of off with our emotional energy because it's not helping us. It's not helping to sustain us. So there's so many different things that can cause our mood to be off, and we have to be able to try to refocus. In the instance that these things are events, people, situations that you have in your life right now, or even in the past, It's being able to accept and acknowledge, maybe even forgive those situations, those people, those things, but to also move forward, because if you carry them forward, they're still influencing you as well, and they influence your emotions, and that is not helpful to you. So with the rugged road, it says, this is a difficult and rarely walked path with slim chances of success. However, if you make it through, the rewards are immeasurable. This road is for those brave enough to step out of their comfort zone and become the hero. And sometimes becoming the hero doesn't mean that you're rescuing other people. Sometimes it's rescuing yourself, kind of like the blog that I wrote last night and posted this morning about the shadow side of being an empath and being a wounded empath. So dependence, same as the influence card. You're dependent on a relationship or habit that's hindering your shine. That's what we were talking about. Believe in yourself. You already have all you need to succeed, and the only affirmation comes from within. And that's what I was saying. Sometimes you have to be the hero that rescues yourself. You can try to focus on everyone else, but it's not going to be helpful. Compassion. Now is the time to be gentler with yourself, to forgive your shortcomings, stop playing the role of the harsh judge and oppressor, become the compassionate guardian who always protects your soul. So I will pull a soul truth card, but I think the message is there and has come through, as I said from the very beginning, that you've got to lessen all the things that you are focusing on outside of yourself. You can be a caring and compassionate person and still bring some of that caring and compassion back to you. It's hard to say no. It's hard to not put our worth on what we can do for other people, and those are things that I talked about in my blog. But sometimes we have to. If we deplete ourselves to the point that we can't help anyone, that doesn't help them, and that doesn't help us. So the soul truth card is, am I clear on what my soul really wants? Take out the shoulds and the limitations. Get out of your head and pay attention to your heart's desires instead. That is what I said with the stones. This is all heart-centered. It's having that unbalanced heart chakra because you're giving, and not giving to yourself, or sometimes maybe even having a hard time receiving, is affecting the balance of all the rest of your chakras. So get out of your head and pay attention to your heart's desires instead. If you knew it was impossible to fail, what would you do? Wherever you go, go with all your heart. Today's soul action is to ask yourself what it is that your soul really wants. What does your heart crave? And then take one step in that direction. Understand it's okay to focus on yourself. It's not selfish. You're not being egotistical. You're still a good person. You still are going to help people where you can. But you cannot give and help people to the extent that you're wearing yourself out. Sometimes they're not even in a place where they can accept the help you're giving them, or they're not even able to acknowledge, understand, or receive the help that you're giving them. So take those moments sometimes to focus on yourself. And 13:33 on the clock. I will see you later. Have a good day. Take care of yourself.